In updates that came just a short while back, Russia may be taking the first steps towards resuming nuclear tests. Just days after US President Donald Trump said America could do the same, the Russian president has ordered top officials reportedly to draft proposals on possible nuclear weapons testing, saying Russia has always abided by international agreements. But if the US or any other nuclear power breaks that rule, Russia would follow suit. In fact, Putin has also instructed the Foreign Ministry, Defense Ministry, Security Services, other civil agencies of Russia to gather information, analyze it at the Security Council, and present proposals for starting preparations at Russia's Novaya Zemlya Arctic test site, which could host nuclear tests at short notice.
Trump recently literally declared that the U.S. is resuming nuclear weapons testing. Members of Parliament are asking questions and are generally concerned about the situation because it's clear where this could lead the world as a whole. Therefore, based on what you said 2 years ago, if the U.S. resumes nuclear weapons testing, Russia has every right to do the same.
Yes, indeed. This is a serious matter. Let's listen to our colleagues. The floor goes to the Minister of Defense.
These actions clearly demonstrate Washington's active buildup of strategic offensive weapons. First, the White House has consistently withdrawn from the long-standing series of arms reduction treaties.
Remember, Russia last tested a nuclear weapon in 1990. The United States last tested in 1992, China and France in 1996, India in 1998. But post-Soviet Russia, inheriting the Soviet arsenal, has never tested nuclear weapons. Just a day ago, Putin signaled ushering in of a new age of nuclear super weapons. Weapons designed to dominate the 21st century and to ensure strategic parity with the US and its allies. Speaking at a ceremony honoring the engineers and developers behind these weapons, Putin had said Russia is not threatening anyone, framing these advances as part of the global nuclear balance and not aggression. What are these weapons in question, really? Burevestnik, a nuclear-powered cruise missile with virtually unlimited range, and Poseidon, a nuclear-powered underwater drone capable of massive destruction, with some reports claiming it can trigger a radioactive tsunami. Putin also revealed next-generation projects, including a supersonic missile using Burevestnik's nuclear engine.
The result you have achieved is without exaggeration of historic significance for our nation, ensuring security and strategic parity for decades to come. One could confidently say for the entire 21st century. Our country poses no threat to anyone. Like all other nuclear powers, Russia is developing its nuclear and strategic capabilities. Everything we are discussing now is part of long-announced plans. All our objectives for creating advanced weapon systems, developing the defense systems, and equipping the Russian army and navy with modern hardware and weaponry are being fulfilled.
Let's just take a look at the super weapons that Putin is talking about. Just last week, the testing of the Burevestnik nuclear-powered missile was announced. It is said to have demonstrated an unmatched range. Russian media called it an unlimited range cruise missile. It is reportedly based on breakthroughs in nuclear reactor technology that allow a high degree of miniaturization and quick attainment of operational power. Putin has praised the engineers behind the achievement. During a meeting with injured Russian soldiers at a military hospital, Putin said that the Burevestnik's reactor is comparable in output with the reactor of a nuclear-propelled submarine, but it's 1,000 times smaller. During its test, the Burevestnik missile, according to the Russian military, traveled more than 14,000 kilometers and remained airborne for about 15 hours. While announcing more details about the Burevestnik yesterday, Putin also exposed the NATO in a way for spying on the Russian test of the missile, claiming that the foreign military experts had the opportunity to observe and verify the capabilities of the Russian super missile. Let them take a look, quote unquote, is what he said. Listen to this.
По дальности полета Буревестник, как известно, превзошел все известные в мире ракетные системы.
In terms of flight range, the Burevestnik, as is known, surpassed all known missile systems. It has high target accuracy, which it confidently achieves at a pre-calculated time. I think foreign specialists were able to verify this as well, since a NATO ship was constantly present in the area and during the testing of the Burevestnik on October 21. We did not interfere with its work. Let them watch.
Разведывательный корабль. Мы не мешали его работе.
The Burevestnik gives Russia unmatched global strike capabilities. But it's not the only Russian superweapon. Shortly after the testing of Burevestnik, the test of another new weapon, the Poseidon, was announced. The Poseidon system has been described as an advanced nuclear torpedo that is understood to use the same technology as the Burevestnik for propulsion. And he added that the Poseidon's reactor is miniaturized to a lesser degree than the Burevestnik's, being roughly 100 times smaller than a regular submarine reactor. And according to the state news agency, the Poseidon can operate at depths of more than 1 kilometer and travel at speeds of up to 70 knots while remaining undetectable. First tested in 2018, it's capable of carrying a nuclear warhead of up to 2 megatons. Following the military operations in Ukraine, Russian commentators have consistently issued threats against the West, claiming that the Poseidon torpedoes can cause radioactive tsunamis reaching heights of up to 1,000 feet. While military experts dismiss these claims, they say that the Poseidon torpedoes could potentially devastate the coastal cities of enemy nations. Once released from the submarine, the Poseidon torpedo operates like a drone, basically, allowing it to be remotely guided to its targets.
Наконец, у России появляются и крылатые ракеты неограниченной дальности.
Russia is now finally getting both the Burevestnik cruise missile with unlimited range and the Poseidon unnamed underwater vehicle with nuclear power units. All our plans are being fulfilled thanks to people like you and your colleagues.
Таким людям, как вы, вашим коллегам.
Early this month, Russia also launched a new nuclear submarine designed specifically to carry Poseidon drones. And if you thought that was it, there was more. Russia's next-generation projects are already underway, including a supersonic missile using Burevestnik's nuclear engine technology. And with these developments and the possibility of resumed nuclear tests, Putin is basically sending out a loud and clear message to the world. Russia's superweapons are not just for showing, they are ready for a new age of arms race. Shifting focus now, smiling broadly, dressed in military fatigues, young Iraqi Mohammad Imad posted his last TikTok video from a field scarred with tank tracks, smoke rising behind him. "Pray for me" is what the caption read, next to a Russian flag. This was in the month of May. Since then, nothing, only rumors. Had he been killed by a drone strike in Ukraine? Had he been taken hostage? Was he injured? Was he sick? This is the story of 24-year-old Mohammad. He is not alone. A recent investigative report by news agency AFP narrating the story of several Iraqi men who have joined Russia's war only to die fighting for the country that is not even their own, reportedly, in a war that has nothing to do with them. Like many Iraqis fighting for Russia, Mohammad had traveled to Moscow without his family's knowledge to enlist. Money, a Russian passport, promises, irresistible. Now his mother is waiting for the return of her son.
I just want to know whether he's dead or alive. Some say he's dead, others deny it. Some claim he's a prisoner, others say he is missing. I have no idea what the truth really is.
Mercenaries for hire, like Mohammed, grew up in the shadow of Iraq's bloody recent history. The US invasion, the sectarian violence, the brief but brutal ISIS caliphate. Young men in Iraq have long been pulled into war, whether it was for the Iraqi military or for the Shiite militias or even Syria's civil war for that matter. And now, with 1 in 3 young Iraqis unemployed and the country riddled with corruption, many are being lured to fight for Russia by TikTok and Telegram influencers reportedly, promising a life-changing package. The numbers, $2,800 a month. That's 4 times Iraq's military pay reportedly. Up to $20,000 sign-up bonuses. A Russian passport, insurance, pension, compensation in case of injury.
Hunger is killing us Iraqis. We have nothing to do with Russia. We have already been through so many wars. Many young Iraqis are now going to Russia lured by promises of money and women. They are told just come here.
And the thing is, Mohammad's family believes social media lured him to Russia. He posted videos geotagged near Ukraine, though his family thought he was in Basra. May 12, that was when he posted his last TikTok selfie. His mother called him, begged him to come home. He replied he was going to war and asked her to pray. She has not heard from him since.
He can't come back. He told me I'll die whether in Iraq or Russia. It is the same thing. It is death whether it's here or there. I want them to bring me back my son. I don't want anything else. Not money, nothing. Even if he's dead, I want them to send me my son.
According to the AFP report, social media apps like TikTok and Telegram are full of people offering help to Iraqis to join Russia's ranks in the war in Ukraine. In fact, early in the war, Russian president said he wanted to recruit 16,000 fighters from West Asia with around 2,000 regular Syrian troops, later reportedly sent to Russia. The Telegram channels sharing the tempting deals are now reportedly targeting a different and younger demographic. Their administrators offer assistance to other potential Arab recruits reportedly from Syria, Egypt, Algeria. Similar methods have reportedly been used by Russia to recruit young men from Central Asia, Bangladesh, Nepal. They even provide a list of important military terms to learn in Russian, including ammunition is depleted, mission accomplished, we have casualties, suicide drone attack, so on and so forth. Terms like these. In fact, what has also emerged, Baghdad has been at pains to remain neutral in a way in the Ukraine war and does not welcome its young men going to fight for Russia. In fact, in September, a court in the south of the country jailed a man for life for human trafficking, accusing him of sending people to fight in foreign countries. The same month, Iraq's embassy in Moscow warned of attempts to lure or coerce some Iraqis residing in Russia or abroad into joining the war under various pretexts, quote unquote. In fact, the word mercenary is a particularly pejorative word in Arabic. Some families feel shamed, facing disapproval or secret burials when a son dies abroad, reportedly. One relative has said, I'm quoting, "It's heartbreaking. A boy died abroad and was buried in secret," quote unquote. Amid reports of surging settler violence in the West Bank, foreign volunteers have joined Palestinian farmers to help harvest olives, considered a vital part of the Palestinian livelihood and culture. Take a look. Let's now shift our focus to the United States. The Democrats there have trounced U.S. President Donald Trump's Republican Party in key state and local races, with the Democrats perhaps entering 2026 with as much momentum as they could have hoped for. Heading into the midterm scheduled in November next year, Democrats won the Virginia and New Jersey's governor's office, and most importantly, in a major rebuke of Trump's second term so far and a major boost for the party, won the New York City mayoral election. Zohran Mamdani defeated former Governor Andrew Cuomo to be elected as the 111th mayor of America's largest city, his win marking a historic moment. He is New York's first Muslim mayor. Trump, remember, had threatened to punish New York by withholding federal funding if the city voted for Mamdani, and the 34-year-old has now directly challenged the U.S. president.
So, Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up. We will hold bad landlords to account because the Donald Trumps of our city have grown far too comfortable taking advantage of their tenants. We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks.
And despite Trump's warnings, his political intimidation, in a way, failed to sway the voters. Democrats walked away with a string of victories in several parts of America's eastern coast that experts say could redefine the political map. Because the elections were widely viewed as a referendum, in a way, on Trump's presidency, and a preview, perhaps, of what's to come in 2026. In a post on social media, Trump tried to downplay the losses, blaming pollsters, the ongoing government shutdown, and his absence from the ballot for the defeats. Later, while speaking to the Republican senators at a White House breakfast on the one-year anniversary of his victory, Trump reiterated the same.
If you read the pollsters, the shutdown was a big factor, negative for the Republicans, and that was a big factor. And they say that I wasn't on the ballot was the biggest factor. But I don't know about that, but I was honored that they said that.
In a post on social media, the White House also reminded that Donald Trump remains president of the United States even as America endures the longest government shutdown in history. Wednesday marked day 36, surpassing the record set during Trump's first term in 2018. A new CNN poll underscoring the challenge facing Trump. Democrats now lead the Republicans by 5 points across America, 47 to 42%, just to be precise, just a year before the midterms. And the poll also found that Trump's approval rating has fallen to 37%, the lowest of his second term, and matching his worst numbers from his first. Now that we've laid out that context, and as the Democrats celebrate perhaps their strongest showing since Trump's return to power, their minds are likely to be fixated on reclaiming the U.S. Congress in 2026. Our next story is about a unique kind of lottery. And let's just warn you here, this story is kind of morbid because it's to do with death. Here's a morbid question to start with. Would you like to be buried next to someone famous? What if you could have a burial spot among some of the biggest artists, the likes of legends like Jim Morrison? The reason why we're asking you these questions about death and burial is that this option has been made available to Parisians through a lottery. Basically, the launch of this lottery comes with the aim of restoring funerary monuments within some overcrowded cemeteries. The Paris Council is basically offering citizens a chance or the privilege of being buried alongside celebrities. How exactly? A number of gravestones in need of repair are being offered for a sum on the condition that purchasers restore them and acquire a burial plot beside them. The hope is that this will help in restoring monuments within the famous burial grounds. There are a set of conditions, of course. Now, this is a unique move, to say the least. According to the Paris Council, the scheme presents a compromise between respecting the dead and giving the residents a chance to be buried within the city. And what explains that? According to the Paris Council, there are very few burial plots currently available at cemeteries within the city limits, with cemeteries mostly full since the start of the 20th century. The draw will reportedly be held in January. If you are eligible, this could be your chance to be buried next to a celebrity.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.